Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Assemble. My name is High Ruler, and I wake up from a nap to find out that Shaun Escayg has left Crystal Dynamics to go back to Naughty Dog. Whew, wow, what a thing to wake up to. So I guess we got to really kind of talk about what could be the implications of this and really see what we can make about this whole situation, right? So for anyone who doesn't know, Shaun Escayg was the Kamala Khan single player campaign creative director, writer. So he had a lot of influence over that part of the game, right? So him going back to now, well, let's talk about before he was with Crystal Dynamics, he worked with Naughty Dog and he was the director of the Uncharted Lost Legacy, right? So for anyone who really liked Lost Legacy, his fingerprints were all over that essentially, just like his fingerprints were all over the Kamala Khan campaign, right? So if you really enjoyed either of those, you know, seemingly he had a lot to do with that. No, obviously he didn't have everything to do with that, but he had a lot to do with that. So what could be said about him leaving Crystal Dynamics going back to Naughty Dog? Well, to me, what this reads like is that since the Kamala Khan stuff is over, since the game's moved from this big single player narrative driven story to these operations, these expansions where the storytelling is a little more broken apart, you know, seemingly like a lot of his stuff was probably reduced because of that, right? You know, unless there's something more that he was doing at Crystal Dynamics and it just wasn't updated, you know, seemingly a lot of his stuff was reduced. So to him, I could only speculate, but to him, depending on what kind of role he's taking back at Naughty Dog, this was probably actually promotion, you know? Maybe, you know, he gets Naughty Dog has like 3 or 4 different things in pre-production. So maybe for him, this was the chance to go back to Naughty Dog, to build up a game again, to kind of, you know, and of course, sometimes you just work better with other people, right? You know, I've jumped between a few companies and there's always that one group of people that you just work better with. That's speculation, but I mean, him going back to Naughty Dog obviously is a testament to like what Naughty Dog is doing over there and how much he enjoys it, which is totally fine, totally cool. To me, depending on like what kind of role he's going to play in Naughty Dog, this probably was a promotion. You know, he probably reduced role. You know, Kamala Khan stuff is kind of winding down in terms of that big narrative. To him, he was like, okay, like let's go somewhere I can kind of get back to what I want to do and get back to what I enjoy. And he probably wasn't getting that Crystal Dynamics with the way things were going. That's what it seems like to me. I don't necessarily look at this as like the big death blow or like, you know, death by 1,000 cuts even. To me, just seemingly it looks like someone who probably wanted a bigger role, bigger influence. And, you know, to him, this was probably the way to do it. So all things considered, you know, good for Shaun. Obviously, you know, if you go somewhere and you return to somewhere, you know, obviously you're doing it for a reason. So I hope he's happy. I hope he has a, you know, successful career over at Naughty Dog again. And wish all the best to him. For us on the Marvel's Avengers side, I don't think it's that big of a deal, really. I mean, it's not like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people are leaving the company, right? And these are all high level people. But I mean, it does suck to see someone kind of leave, especially if they were part of that direction of the single player campaign that people really enjoyed, because those people may not get that experience out of the DLCs, the operations, the expansion, stuff like that. So once again, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. But that's what I think. Let me hear what you guys think, and let's talk about it more in the comments below. So with that being said, if you guys like this, you guys enjoyed this, leave a comment, like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time here on Assemble. Later.